So here we are in Gladys's kitchen, and she is going to show us how to make groundnut soup, which is one of the soups that is in her book. And so I'm really excited because the first time that I read the book, I saw, the description of groundnut soup and went, ooh, what's that? What are groundnuts? What are groundnuts?
Groundnuts are the same as peanuts.
Oh, peanuts. It's a peanut. Ooh, yum.
Yeah.
It's a peanut soup. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I love your flour. We're going to get flowers on everybody.
Exactly.
All right, so let's see how we do this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, the ingredients today, we have chicken, which is already steamed in the pot. And we have peanuts. This is peanut butter. Raw peanut butter, no sugar, no salt, no nothing.
So it's just ground peanuts?
Ground peanut, that's it. Roasted, ground, and that's it.
And is it a ground creamy or ground kind of chunky?
No, creamy.
Very creamy, okay.
Smooth. And then I have boiled fresh tomatoes.
Boiled fresh tomatoes? Let me get it. Wait, hold on, let me get in there.
And I have canned tomatoes.
Okay.
And salt.
Oh, cancel. What are we doing? And salt. Okay.
Yes. But when I was steaming the chicken, I had chopped onions. So I got fresh chicken, which is organic. Daniel actually went to get it this morning. So they slaughtered it this morning and they brought it to
wow.
me. And they brought it to me. So I steamed it with salt, garlic, onions, chopped onions. And then I just let it sit before I steamed it. So that is the steamed chicken.
Let's take a look here.
See here.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to use to make the peanut soup. So
Okay.
It's peanut and chicken soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's it for now.
That's it for now. Okay, so what are we doing here?
So this is the peanut paste. We have 3 tablespoonfuls, and the amount you use depends on the quantity of soup you're making and how thick you want your soup to be. So it's the consistency. I don't typically like it very light or very thick, so somewhere just in between. Now I'm going to mix this with water. The reason I'm going to mix this with water and then boil and bring it to cook by itself before I add it to the chicken. The reason being, sometimes if the peanut being roasted is not well cooked and the soup is not cooked enough, then some people can be sensitive to it and get stomach upset. And so to avoid that, if you just bring this to cook separately and then you add it with your soup, then you can guarantee that that is not going to happen. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's how my mom makes it.
And as a doctor, this is something that you're definitely always worried about.
Absolutely. You don't want somebody to eat and get sick. So this is 3 tablespoonfuls of peanut paste. Add water. See, I'm out of your camera.
It's okay.
I should cover this. That's so dry. Let's mix it.
Now, we're in Ghana right now.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you need to do the water, or because it's going to be boiled, it's
Because it's
fine?
boiled, it's fine. If it's something you're drinking directly, then you may not want to just take it from the tap. And then sometimes I actually do use bottled water even to cook, depending on what it is I'm cooking. So.
And so the consistency we're looking for is like,
Oh, for this?
yeah,
Oh, just watery.
just watery.
Mm-hmm. Because once you start boiling it, it's going to thicken.
Oh, really? The boiling it will make it thicken?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
So you have to make it watery. Now you see that I'm not really stirring to the bottom of the
Uh-huh.
pan because it's, you don't want to get the metallic.
Oh, right.
Because this is metal. If this was wood or plastic, then I would be really doing that. But because it's not, that's why I'm not stirring to the bottom of the pan. That's just me. Okay, so here, I'm going to switch places and bring this here. And we're going to cook the peanut by itself. And the way you know it's cooked is when you begin to see peanut oil on top.
So it'll kind of start to separate?
Yeah.
And you have it on what kind of a heat?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But normally I don't do extremely high. It's just moderately high.
Because you don't want it to boil over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like too quickly. So now you see.
Oh yeah, now I see it's really thickening up.
Exactly, and you can actually see the fat separating on the sides. Sorry, the lighting is not good, but if you look on the side, you can see the fat.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. I see the oil, yeah.
So once
okay, so now you added more water in there.
More water, so I'm going to just make this into a uniform consistency because it was a little clumpy. Even if I don't do it and I put it in, when it boils, it's going to separate. It's going to come out fine. So that is the steamed chicken, and I'm going to now add the peanut that we just cooked. So we bring it to boil.
Oh, I see. So you just put it right in there into the boiled chicken, steamed chicken.
Yeah.
And so how did you steam the chicken? We missed that step.
Yeah. I was trying to save time.
No, that's okay.
So this is raw chicken, and you don't have to have chicken. You can use whatever meat you prefer. And if you're a vegetarian, you can just start off without the chicken, just with the consistency. Now this, I would add a little bit more water. As I said, it depends on how thick you want it. I don't like it too light and not too thick either, so this would be fine. By the time we add tomatoes and stuff, it's going to thicken it more.
So in the book, this was one of her first meals back in Ghana, right?
Yes. So we're going to let this boil, and then we would add some of the other spices. So chili, tomatoes, both fresh and canned tomatoes, and onions blended, and then we're going to add that to it and let it boil, and that would be this.
Wow, this looks so good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to change color once we finish it.
Because of the tomatoes?
Because of the tomatoes. And the amount of tomatoes you add also is your preference, but often you add enough to the taste that you want. Some people like a lot, some people don't. I like not too much, but not too little, because then it doesn't taste the same. Yeah.
That's always an easy amount to know how to cook as a non-cook. Not too much, not too little.
Yeah, and often I say if you're not very sure, taste it as you go, and you would know whether to add a little bit more. And that's where the canned tomatoes come. So the fresh tomatoes, you already blended it. Chances are you're going to use them all, but you're going to add some canned tomatoes. The amount you add is up to you as you taste it, whether you want more or you want less. So. Some tomato paste to it. I just added like a tablespoon. And let it boil. Yum. I choose to leave, well, most people would do the same, so I'm adding just a little bit more. But to leave the fresh tomato to the last, because it's not as strong to withstand the heat. Because if you overcook it, then you're just destroying all the ingredients.
Oh.
And if you don't cook it enough, then it's not supposed to be that way. So you have to kind of give it some time. Let your meat tender to a point where you like it, and then just before that point, you would add the fresh ingredients and let it boil, because it's already boiled.
So the boiled tomatoes is the last thing you add?
Yeah, it's boiled fresh tomato. It had chili in there, and there was boiled onions in there too.
Okay.
So I had onion, chili, and tomatoes that I boiled together, and I blended them together.
So what is this?
This is a fresh herb. It's a variety of mint. It doesn't have that minty taste to it, but the smell.
Oh,
so it kind of.
Wait.
Yeah. I put it in the fridge, so it's a little dry, but I plucked it from the.
Oh, so I think it's like a spearmint.
Yeah. So we add it to the soup.
In Hebrew, In Hebrew, I think they call that one nana.
Ah.
And they make tea with it.
Yes.
Oh, it smells so good.
Exactly, and it would add a very good smell to the soup. So my mom would always put 1 or 2 heads in it, and then it comes out really nice. Yeah, you don't crush it or anything, just let it sit.
Okay, so you just put it in as the entire sprig.
Yeah. And when you're done, you can take it out.
Ah.
Okay, so this has been boiling for about 10-15 minutes. I am going to add the fresh tomato, which we boiled with fresh pepper and onions and blend that together. So I'm gonna add that. Now again, the amount you add depends on your preference. If you like more tomatoes, I do, so I add a little bit more. But if you don't, then this would be enough.
And so this really comes almost at the very end, right?
Yes, because it's going to sit and boil further, but yeah, that will be the last thing I add. And then you make sure the salt is the amount you want. If not, there's already salt in it because I steamed it with salt. But you will taste it at some point, and if it's not, then you're going to add more salt.
And you use the same bowl so that you have the chicken stock from the steaming.
Oh, the stock is important because that adds to the flavor of the soup. You have to, even if you do not add meat or anything like that, you can use chicken stock as the base for the soup. And you get that flavor and taste to the soup. Yeah, so the stock is important.
Oh, it smells good. I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Maybe someday.
Someday.
Yeah, so I'll add the rest to my light soup.
Okay, well now is my favorite part of the cooking experience. I get to taste it. Here we go. Let's see.
Make sure it's not too hot.
Oh, I like that one. That is good. I think I may have found my favorite Ghanaian dish.
You get more as you go.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. You'll see it when it's all done, but in the meantime, be jealous. Wow, how good does that look? Yum, my tummy is growling.
Soup is ready. Here we go.
Ooh. Yum.
And there we go.
Make it a better angle. There we go.
So it's sticky rice that you make very soft. As soft as you want it to be. And then we eat with our hands. So that's it.
So you put the rice in first or you put the soup in first?
It depends on how you want it. For example, some people would put the soup on top of the rice. And my mother, for example, would put the soup first, so the rice is kind of clean. So yeah, that's also somebody's preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Traditionally, you eat with your hands, but you can eat with a spoon if you want. And that?
So you use the rice to basically soak up
The soup.
and then you kind of scoop it.
Yeah.
So are you kind of making like a little ball with the rice?
Yes.
Ah, and is that the secret to doing it without getting it everywhere?
Exactly. And it's the same with the fufu too. So you see, I kind of dip my hand in, and then I go like that.